bit late. We have all councillors here. Councillor Mike Casado sends his apology. He was unavailable this afternoon. Port Macquarie Hastings Council has undertaken a recruitment process for the position of General Manager that is consistent with the New South Wales Local Government Act 1993 and the July 2011 Division of Local Government Director General's Guidelines issued pursuant to Section 23A of the Local Government Act 1993. In February this year, councillors requested Council's Group Manager Employee Engagement to seek proposals from experienced recruiting firms to undertake the management and oversight of Council's General Manager recruitment process. Consideration was given to each proposal, along with engaging a local recruitment firm to work with Council's human resources staff to undertake the associated advertising application process. On April 15, 2014, a General Manager recruitment selection panel was established consisting of Mayor Peter Bessling, Deputy Mayor Councillor Adam Roberts, Councillor Justin Levito and Councillor Lisa Interman. It was also agreed that an independent member should be included in the recruitment process, and subsequently Christian Morris, Senior Consultant for Local Government New South Wales, was appointed to the selection panel. An information pack was included a position description, was established, and advertising for the position of General Manager occurred in the week commencing May 5, 2014. The position was advertised in the local newspapers, the Financial Review, the Sydney Morning Herald, as well as LinkedIn, My Career, Seek and Local Government Jobs. An independent firm, Ether Recruitment, was engaged to receive the applications, and a closing date for applications was established on May 27, 2014. A total of 26 applications were received prior to applications closing, and selection panel members reviewed and assessed each application over the period from May 28 to June 2, 2014. The councillor members of the selection panel met on June 3 and incorporated feedback from Christian Morris to establish a short list of 4 successful candidates to proceed to interview stage. Psychometric profiling was completed on each shortlisted candidate and reports provided to the selection panel on June 10, where the results were reviewed and a list of 7 questions were agreed upon to put to each candidate. It was also agreed that each selection panel member would have the flexibility to ask specific questions of candidates as required. Candidate interviews were conducted on Friday, June 13, and personal history checks were made following those interviews. The selection panel was unanimous in support of Craig Swift-McNair as the preferred candidate for the position of General Manager, with a recommendation that Council endorse the view of the selection panel through the Council meeting process. At noon today, councillors met through an extraordinary general meeting to delegate authority to the Mayor, as per local government guidelines, to make an offer of employment consistent with the recommendations of the selection panel. That is, to offer the position of Port Macquarie Hastings Council General Manager to Mr. Craig Swift-McNair. This was endorsed unanimously by councillors at the meeting, with the exception of Councillor Mike Casado, who was unavailable. Councillor Casado has provided his full support in his absence. The future of Port Macquarie Hastings local government area has great promise, and councillors are confident that Craig can lead this large organisation to serve our community's needs and realise the potential of our area. Craig's stewardship of council throughout the past 4 months, whilst in position of acting General Manager, has led to broad positive feedback from the general public, business sector, community groups and from within the organisation. His work ethic is unmatched in either public or private sector, and his commitment to the Port Macquarie Hastings community is unquestionable. Councillors were seeking the best mixture of commercial experience with local government knowledge, along with a proactive attitude and an ability to lead by example to promote this attitude throughout the whole organisation. We believe we have that person in Craig. It is my great pleasure this afternoon to announce the new General Manager of Port Macquarie Hastings Council is Mr. Craig Swift-McNair. Craig to come forward and have a chat. I might invite if there are any other councillors who would like to say anything prior to that. Thank you, Craig.
Thanks for the invitation, Mr. Mayor. I'd also like to echo the comments of the Mayor that the appointment was made on merit. I'd also like to congratulate Craig on his appointment to the position of General Manager. I'd also like to indicate publicly to Craig and the community that he has my full support and confidence in undertaking the role of General Manager of Port Macquarie Hastings Council. I'd also like to assure the community that the process, as the Mayor has outlined, was undertaken by councillors in the lead up to the appointment was absolutely above board. It was transparent and it was consistent with the relevant legislation as best to our collective ability and to our understandings of such processes. Further, the appointment was absolutely made on merit. Having worked closely with Craig as a director responsible for assisting with my portfolio, the Glasshouse, I'm very aware of Craig's abilities and skills, particularly working with difficult projects. And I'm certain that these will transfer into the role of leading this organisation well and positively into the future. There are many areas of the business that have room for improvement, such as Council's ability to deliver projects on the ground within set timeframes and set budgets, and also the need to better communicate with and support all corners of the LGA. Having said that, I'm fully confident that Craig is intimately aware of these challenges and all of the challenges facing this organisation and the community, and I'm also confident he's best placed person to lead the work of this organisation in ensuring positive outcomes for the broader community. Further, in my view, Craig has a clear mandate to ensure that his staff deliver positive outcomes for the community, and I would expect that he would sensibly and practically use all the tools available as the General Manager in removing any roadblocks in aid of delivering positive outcomes for our community. Thank you.
Any other councillors?
To supporting all the comments that have already been made, I would like to say that the characteristic that most led me to supporting Craig in this position is his sense of his very good sense of the complex nature of this organisation and its relationship to the community, and his commitment to teamwork from all parts of that organisation and community. And I would like to assure you that councillors will be doing their best to hold Craig to that promise. Thank you.
Craig?
Sure. Thank you. I should meet this Craig. He sounds freaking fantastic. First, I'd obviously like to thank the councillors for this opportunity. It's rare that you get an opportunity, obviously, to be a general manager in local government. But to be granted the opportunity in an area like Port Macquarie Hastings is extraordinary, so I really do appreciate that. Obviously, we've been working with the councillors now for coming up to 2 years, I guess it is. And certainly from a personal point of view, I've managed to build quite a good relationship with all the councillors. And Councillor Inderman has certainly touched on one of the key issues for us moving forward, and that is the teamwork. This isn't about having a general manager who's a knight on a white horse saving the world from everything. This is about sharing leadership across the entire organisation. And from my perspective as the General Manager, building that leadership capability across the entire senior leadership team, the executive team and the staff. It is through that that we will deliver all the projects that we need to deliver. We are sitting here today with a new budget that was adopted by Council just last week, which includes a $93 million works program, which officially commences on Tuesday. We are a little nervous. It's a big program and it's $93 million being injected into this economy. It will only be through teamwork and through being very constructive and efficient and effective that we will actually be able to deliver that for the community. So that's really the big challenge ahead for us. One of the other great challenges for us, I think, as a local government area is to ensure we start to really listen to the community. This is one of the key issues that we'll be taking forward. You may have heard we are moving down the path of philosophy of placemaking, and you'll hear a lot more about that shortly. But that is all about listening to what the community want rather than council being the experts all the time and telling you what you should want. And that is going to be a big cultural change for the organisation, and one that we will continue to push forward with certainly now. I probably don't have terribly much more to say other than, again, thank you for the opportunity. I would also like to thank our senior leadership team who certainly have supported me enormously over the last 4.5 months, and the executive team, of course, and all the staff who actually do everything every day for this organisation and for the community. So I'm sure I can watch all of you out there and assume you're going to support me continuing into the future, and we will deliver for the community. So thank you.
Happy to take questions from media if there are any questions. No? Lisa?
I'd like to ask some questions while we're working a minute with the chance.
Yep, okay. Lovely. Well,
I've got just a question for Craig. It was mentioned in the previous, after the extraordinary meeting earlier in the year, that communication with the community was something that was of importance and recognised. You guys recognise that it needs to be improved. How would you like to improve that, or look to improve that in your tenure?
Look, I think it's about improving our community engagement processes, number one, which we're certainly in the middle of doing in any regard. But I think also if we do change that culture to be a solutions-focused culture that focuses on the community, then instantly that engagement is there with the community more so than it may have been in the past.
all right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, staff. Appreciate it. Well done.